can be a little bit of respect band right here,
Jangan
and then just a
lupa
little bit of
subscribe ya guys ya, karena
smaller size the
subscribe itu
pool of the
gratis
signature
coy.
heroes coming
Di
out from
like juga
Vival
coy
itself,
ya.
because once you actually leave it out
Kita masuk
open,
di
it
game
kind of
kedua
gives an
guys,
opportunity for Indonesia. But
antara
no, they ended up
Indonesia
actually ban off
versus
Yishin.
Kamboja guys, upper
Oh, that's
semifinal.
interesting. Now I can kind of see why they would do this, because
First pick
Yishin
Grok.
is also a
Kita
hero
lihat
that
hero yang di
gets
ban ada
messed up
Jusin,
quite hard by a
Iesf,
So maybe
Hilda,
they're thinking Indonesia wants to go for that instead. But I
Baxia,
can't help
Arlot,
but feel it might be a bit
Isunsin.
of a bait. Grok gets locked in, but this time
Kamboja
Cambodia will
ngambil
steal the
slot,
land slot away.
Gatot Kaca guys.
Right, noted. And the fact that Cambodia having the opportunity to steal away Lancelot in their hands, they've already have a player that can actually move into the backline. On Indonesia, having Grok, we know for a fact that Vivian has a really good initiation, had a really good setup, comes along. The question is, are they going to actually stick with the strategy before this, or are they going to actually change it up here?
That is the question, isn't it? Kimi is open.
Yeah.
Hayabusa is also open. I feel like these are actually very solid picks for Indonesia going forward. Unless they want to grab a hero right now that could help deal with the land slot.
Ada Lunox, Hayabusa.
But the Hayabusa is definitely going to be the counter pick.
I mean, they don't want to actually go against with the banning phase coming up for second. So there's a possibility Cambodia was already reading up that if you ban off or you steal off Lancelot, Hayabusa is still open. So Indonesia doesn't want to take that risk, take it off for themselves for that jungler. And now coming along for Cambodia, what more can you actually focus on? You want to actually go for the goal lane first of all, or you want to actually get more for your side lanes?
Mid lane is already going to be a bit difficult here.
Farsa.
For Cambodia, the only thing really left is Farsa, so I think they do have to just lock it in. We already know that this is a hero that gets countered by Hayabusa.
Yeah.
And now even more so, the Grok as well. There's so many easy ways to cancel the feathered airstrike that I don't really think it's a good pick anymore.
This is actually kind of risky from the side of Cambodia though. I mean, knowing for a fact that there's a lot of heroes in the hands of Indonesia
kadang
that
ada yang nggak kebaca sih guys, itu mapnya
against
expanding
Barca,
river ya.
I feel like they are
Lupa
in a
guys, di game
desperate
pertama
mode
lu
right
juga
now,
lupa.
so they pick whatever heroes that are suited for the situation. And Esmeralda yet again will be banned off by Cambodia.
Banning out Esme again. Now I don't think they're gonna go for a Phobius once more. Perhaps they are actually trying to set up for a Uranus. In the previous game when Esme was banned, Indonesia instantly banned out the Uranus themselves. So they may already have some forethought about what Cambodia is trying to achieve. Otherwise, I don't really see a reason why you would ban Esme specifically unless you're trying to set up for like Harif. TC gonna finally get banned out for the first time this series.
It got way
Cici di ban,
last time, but at the same
Esmeralda.
time, it didn't actually made it into the pool of draft.
Yeah.
So not really the prioritized coming out from Indonesia as well as Cambodia.
Ayolah,
But now
2-0 lah.
it seems that Indonesia has something up their sleeve. They don't want anything up against their EXP. So let's see. Are they going to actually pick up Lapu for themselves instead?
Lapu is safe enough. It is one of the EXP lane pickups that you can use into basically anything. But you also have to be a little worried about hero picks like Yuzong right now, since Farsa is basically vulnerable to everything. And yeah, they do ban the Yuzong.
They ban off the Yuzong. More of the opportunity for the team of Indonesia to get into the backline, and those are the things that Cambodia are just overlooking, making sure that at least Milan will be safe, secure right at the backline. Now Indonesia got one more slot to be banned off. What do you think, Stafa?
If they really want to focus in on the EXP lane, they can just get rid of Lapu right now as well.
Yeah.
But it might be good to spend a ban on the goal lane just to get rid of a potential Harif, because Indonesia doesn't have very hard lockdown right now, and then they need to commit a hero to both Harif and Lancelot. It might be a bit difficult.
This land is our homeland. Your team
Yep, Lapu will be taken off for the ban off because again, they kind of actually prioritize on the side lane for the EXP. So Team Cambodia picking up Granger yet again. Now again, this is pretty much them just playing off with their comfortable zone.
They're trying to stick to comfort, but I
Yeah.
don't really know
Tapi
if
ini
I
Indo
like
ya
it.
mukanya.
Now Indonesia can go into a
agak-agak
Arif
kecinaan dikit guys.
alongside what would be a good EXP lane. They could honestly even take Uranus themselves. They can go glue a second time. But I think it is probably Harif Gold. Unless they go Ruby, Haya and Lunox have a good amount of damage. So they could still go double fighter if they wanted to.
I mean, they done it before when they fought off Uzbekistan. They might be able to actually pull it off again here for the fight. But looking from the side, they are picking Alice
Ada
as well
Harith,
as Harith
Alice.
for their last two picks. And now, moving along with Cambodia, they need one more sustained zero that can actually control the situation with Indonesia team.
Yeah, Alice is a really good pickup here because the remaining EXP lanes that you might go for, Obvious, Blue,
Yeah.
Uranus, all lose lane to Alice. Is just really good drafting coming in here from Indonesia. They already have gold lane prio with the Harif versus Granger. They have almost guaranteed EXP lane prio. There is basically no risk of invades early on, and if they help out the mid lane again, it will be very difficult for Cambodia to play.
Really strong draft coming from Indonesia team, able to actually control not just from the front line to the back line, every single corner and angle that is already been covered up by Indonesia. Now Cambodia on the other note
Sama.
booked out that Tamus for the last pick.
I think it's just what you have to do at this
Yeah.
point. Like I mentioned, most of the meta EXP laners get countered by Alice, so you have to go into something that is capable of dueling her in lane, not straight up losing. But in doing this, Cambodia are giving up another source of CC, which means they have zero lockdown against Lancelot and Harif.
They might have a zero lockdown. They don't have much of the ground control that they need. But somehow, I kind of feel like with Vivian on the Grok again, they will be able to actually just have a really good moment to actually initiate with the tectonic charge, because we saw it already. It was really successful from the side of Vivian. So that's what we want to actually see again here, fighting off with Cambodia. But the question is for Team Cambodia,
Ini
they have a
kenapa dia
way to
ngadep sana
slip
guys?
away from every single
Kalian
grabs of
berantem
Team
kah?
Indonesia. But if they can slip off, they need to also survive the aftermath of it. The question is, can they do it?
I don't know if it's possible. Lane priority is a little bit lacking here, and we'll see whether this Tamus is actually capable of holding their own. Either way, this is gonna be game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Team Indonesia, one step away from qualifying to the upper bracket finals. Will last year's runner-up, Team Cambodia, finally be able to put a nail in the coffin and come out on top? Let's jump into the... Oh, that was a stolen orange buff!
Very early on, Team Cambodia. Unfortunately, this comes in for the infiltration. But is it going to be enough though? So far, we are seeing that Team Cambodia making sure that they have a faster rotation to fight off with Team Indonesia. But Indonesia somehow making sure that they don't have much worry. Like you talked about how laning phase-wise, they can handle by themselves. They don't need to worry much. Solo individual fights can be done on their own. The question is, Cambodia, they're pressuring much and much time again.
Roy being able to steal that first buff is actually huge right here, forcing out a red V now onto the purple just to make sure it isn't stolen again. But it means that Vival is going to be half a level behind Tegami for the first turtle.
First turtle indeed, and making sure that at least Tegami will have much more movement, much mobility as well as power against them. That is what Cambodia wants to be assuring now. And at the same time, looking from all the stuns that have been pulled out by Team Cambodia, they're trying to hold off Indonesia's, making sure that they don't have much of rotation.
See now, Cambodia doing a good job of holding the river. Tegami in some trouble, but the damage from Indonesia is not quite there yet. Vival is not level 4, so there's no risk
Wah,
of the
ini
only
Hayabusa
shadow kill.
masuk level
Indonesia
3
knows that there
guys,
is
rival
a
itu.
EXP gap as well. It's gonna be hard to contest this turtle, but not
Aduh,
impossible.
great turtle
Revitalize
ini.
used to keep Tegami topped up. Better airstrike to force the mid lane push.
Ini
Turtle
ada
low.
apa?
Tegami secures it. Throne of Ruin a little bit too late. Moshi now in the pit, pops out that ultimate and forces Indonesia back.
No casualty whatsoever. Just trying to actually contest for that turtle dance, but yet again, it's going to be a win. A little bit of win for Cambodia so far. Even with now, they're able to actually have more leeway, more leverage for their own economy. Showing off that Cambodia is trying to turn things around.
Cambodia has already started off pretty good. First turtle in their pocket, 1k lead. Moshi
Salah,
doing a
2-0
good
lah,
job of
guys, ah.
keeping Fumi Echo in lane with this Tamas pickup. As long as Cambodia can maintain the advantage, they should be able to handle not having direct lockdown.
The fact that right now, as much as Moshi trying to actually push in, Fumieko will be able to stand on her own. But mid lane, prioritize it heavily. We do see a lot of the rotation comes in from Baobei as well as Wei, making sure that at least Vivian as well as Vival does not come into their rotation or even into their territory. And this is what Cambodia is trying to do. They control every movement of Indonesia.
You can see they're looking a lot more comfortable now,
Yeah.
rotating across the river. They can do it very confidently, very aggressively. And compared to before, Indonesia doesn't have as much freedom of trying to focus down one lane. Elan actually getting to play the game this time around.
The fact that right now, Team Cambodia, they have 30 seconds on the clock before the second turtle comes in. And Team Indonesia just trying to find a way, just push a little by little the minions,
Nggak
as
mandi
well
lah.
as looking for a
Nggak
way
mandi.
of how Cambodia is trying to move around this map.
Indonesia is going to need to play defense now. Their early game isn't particularly strong in the first place. It's just mainly lane priority. And because Vival was put behind, it's going to be hard for them to go for direct 5v5 contestation. Now that Elan is actually having a score on the board as well. They'll probably want to give up mostly on turtle contests and wait until the mid game when they have some items.
And looking for a way to just let off the objectives on the side of Cambodia and finding a way so that they can actually level it things with the team of Cambodia. But now, starting off right now with the Moshi trying to push into Vivian as well. But Fumieko comes through.
Rona Ruin into the tectonic charge. Tagami in trouble. Actually goes down.
Nice,
Vival
dapat
steals the
Vival
turtle
tuh.
away. Fumieko picks up first blood on the landslide. But now Fumieko in a little bit of trouble. Going to be able to Crimson Gleam out of there. Indonesia turns it around.
Turns it around indeed. Great initiation coming out from Fumieko with that Throne of Ruins to a point that they were able to actually guard out, control the movement of Cambodia, and get the turtle for themselves. But Bobby!
Deflected forward, targeting blasts right into the face of the Granger goes down, and now they're aiming for Uwe as well, surrounded by 3 members of Team
Betul, guys.
Indonesia. Have to use the AOG
Dia
just to escape.
lompat-lompat guys.
Just to escape using the ulti. A lot of resources just to survive it out. Cambodia started out really good to control the movement of Indonesia. Now they're losing much of their weight.
Sometimes you just need that one play to be the pace breaker.
Yeah.
To just control the tempo and reverse it in your favor, and Indonesia found the angle. Cambodia now gonna be scrambling a little bit. They're gonna try and swap lanes here. They gave Baobei an easier time.
And look at how we are seeing that Team Cambodia still moving around together, trying to actually control the movement of Indonesia, yet they're faltering down now. Fumieko trying to find a way to actually break into the turret, but Balde is gonna not allow it. But here on out, the Terrapin puts out, and Moshi backs away.
And Moshi's not really going to be able to hold this lane, so they're basically sacrificing the Tamas's farm in order to give the Granger a bit more space, which is understandable, but also not ideal, considering that Cambodia were initially in control of the map.
And the fact that they're trying to gang up against Fumieko, yet they are not able to do so now. Indonesia smells it and hears the whole commotion, and they're gonna actually try to back things up. Wave with the mighty swing doesn't cut off, but at the same time, Baobei just spamming every single skill to push away the team of Indonesia.
Cambodia trying to engage, Federation comes
Alright,
out, and meanwhile,
Vival
Vival has been hiding in bush the whole time. Ogi Shadow Kill forces
Nice.
to fly away, but Elan still has the quad shadow inside. So Vival picks it up, gets
Oh.
the 3-man tectonic charge!
Itu Granger
Tagami is
ini.
blasted away,
Nice.
Someone comes out in the backline, his shell is diving in, will lose her own life, but does trade for Baobei, and Vival is
Dapat
still
lagi,
alive.
guys.
Looking for Uwe now with
Oke.
Echo, secures the kill on the Kacha. They'll find the bot tier 1.
A little bit messy, but yet it is fruitful
Wah,
for the team of
2-0,
Indonesia.
2-0.
Shell just overextended right at the back line, but still, at least they got 4 kills for themselves and making sure that at least this third turtle will be in the hands of Team Indonesia.
So quickly, the game has reversed entirely. I do respect the attempt by Cambodia. For a moment, it did seem like they might be able to initiate, but they just didn't have enough information on the map. Completely forgetting that Vival could be hiding anywhere before popping that feathered airstrike. And when it comes down to these big team fights, Indonesia has the clear advantage.
Cambodia, they need to step up just a little bit right now as they know things are getting even more heated up for the team of Indonesia. They're able to actually control the motion. Started out really good with the stealing of the buff, but then now Tagami is caught off guard immediately, making that Team Cambodia can have a little bit of rupture in their own defending.
This is where you can see being forced into Tamas is starting to hurt Cambodia. Again, the lack of direct crowd control, especially reliable lockdown, means that Shell and Vival can just do whatever they want.
And the fact that Moshi couldn't even bear to survive that long with so much damage being put out by Shell itself shows how much of Tamos is barely scrapping to survive for that front line. And that's what they need for Team Cambodia right now. So much of those front line that was supposed to be the defend champions ended up in the favor of Indonesia, just breaking down one wall after another.
You could tell that with the composure they're showing, Team Indonesia was already prepared for this likelihood even before the game started. They were aware that the early game might not go as smoothly, but once the mid-game rolls around, team fights become so easy for them.
See, right now coming through from the back line.
Vival with the Oki Shadow kill, diving onto Tagami. Venom Execution gets her out, but the Revitalize has been forced as well. Many cooldowns spent on Cambodia.
A lot of cooldowns been spent off, and the fact that at least Vival was able to actually go in for the backline, and it kind of opens a way for them to just shut down another turret in the hands of Team Indonesia.
And right now, we can see that the aggression is really starting to ramp up. The gold lead is about 3k in favor of Team Indonesia, which is not the worst at this point. Conceal comes in from behind. They go in for the taunt. They're trying to burst down Fumieko. The flicker comes out, but the Alice is not able to escape. Cambodia finally finds one in return.
Great opening coming up for Team Cambodia. A little bit of overextension, and that's the fact that Team Cambodia was able to utilize it. And now Team Cambodia trying to find a foot in the ground so that they can make sure to back things up. But this is going to be the first lot. They come through to actually go for the puncher, but doesn't beat anyone yet.
The Vival also stole the purple buff away from Tagami earlier, so the Lancelot doesn't have it available. Despite that, Cambodia is still attempting to push this Lord down. They saw Vival on the bottom half of the map. They're trying to blitz it, but they know they don't have enough damage for this. She already poked down the half HP Feather Deer Strike, used as well. The taunt comes in, but the Grok flickers into the back tech charge. Mlbb has the flicker back to safety, but Lancelot is lucky. Vival already executed the far side and backline. Away gonna go down as well. It's a killing spree for Cine. Cine will eventually get shut down because of going too deep. They got me strong. Still trying to position to steal the Lord, but it's killing spree for Vival and a double for the Hayabusa. They pick up the Lord. They find everything. Mlbb is the only one left standing. Makes it back into the base.
Barely escaping from the hands of Indonesia, but that's just not the double kill comes in for Vival. But with the Lord being taken out for them now, the game even started even more tougher for Team Cambodia. But how much they try to contest it out, this is where the fine line of they need to have the ground to defend the holy.
This is where the snowball really starts going out of control already. We pointed out the issues in the draft, and I think Cambodia is now officially feeling it. It is only the first Lord of the game, and they do still have holy defenses standing, but Indonesia is splitting up their forces well. We can see that the top inhibitor is already being taken out by Vival, and the bottom one is taking some poke damage from the Lord as well.
The Lord will be taken out immediately. Great defense comes in, but then again, two holy defense already been break by Team Indonesia. And not only that, the buff will be stolen as quickly as possible. Safely, Indonesia has a lot of ground covered up. And at the same time, it seems that Shell comes in!
And Shell dives in with the Zaman Force, nearly takes out Elan, and then able to fly back into space thanks to Revitalize. AOG comes in, only gets one knockup. Throne of Ruin also going to be used into the Winter Crown. Fumieko trying to stay alive, Venom Fusion. Dog with the flicker, Feather Deer Strike comes out of the way. Ends up being the first one down as Cine blasts the Gatar Kacha in the face. Vival comes in from the mid lane. Cambodia transitions to defending the wave. They will be able to keep their mid tower alive, but the waves are being synced up on the top and bottom, and this was fully intended by Team Indonesia. They'll get two inhibitors for free.
So much of the investment was done by Team Cambodia. Even when the fight that comes in with the Feather Airstrike, yet it was not going to be enough to shut down Indonesia's team. They survived it out, and they backed off very safely to a point that Cambodia was just only able to defend out.
This is calm, calculated, textbook from Team Indonesia right now. The goal lead has grown out of control. Cambodia is too far behind, and their lineup isn't very well suited for defending the base, even with the artillery DPS.
The fact that right now Team Cambodia still trying to find a loophole to fight off with Team Indonesia is not easy. Every time they try to step up, even the AOG just able to caught up one, and in the end it goes backfire with Indonesia comes through to shut them down for good.
It's another case of a team just having too fast execution compared to their peers here. The moment that Cambodia is ready to react, Indonesia is already on the next step of their plans.
And the fact that right now, coming along with the lot, 20 seconds on the clock, might actually be contested out. But Team Indonesia just trying to actually zone out, and their Urchin Weapon just kind of actually
Aduh.
moved out way, but they're going in for the dive. A little bit of execution
Salah
comes
guys,
through the foul
ultinya
wave, and it's
kok.
only just to push Team Cambodia back into their baseline.
Mabar got
Malah
lucky
kena
there that the
minion,
only
Cok.
shadow kill bounced the minion wave. Otherwise, the Granger was almost 100% dead. So Cambodia can thank their lucky stars about that one. They still have all 5 members standing, but I don't think they are capable of contesting this Lord. They still try. Moshi is providing vision. The rest of them are coming through with the conceal, but they're all funneling into a single area, and you know that that's exactly what Vivian is waiting for.
And looking from the side of Tegami, trying to
Ayo,
find a
bisa
way to
sih,
actually
bisa, guys.
clear out the minion wave. Can I actually go in for the backline to open up the door to fight out? But
Alah,
here,
itu
Wei,
lancenya
as much
kan
as
udah
possible, just giving
kebuka
up
sih,
the
guys.
blood,
Di
giving
mid
up
dia.
all the defense from the side of Cambodia. It's still not enough, but Azura comes in with a second hit.
Nice, dapat lot.
Behind the wall!
Dapat
Captain
Granger.
backline, Vivian! That is
Dapat
way too
Kata.
much. It's already a double
Dapat
kill for City.
Parsha.
Cambodia's getting run
Mantap
over. It is
guys.
absolute steamrolling
Nice.
from the side of Team Indonesia.
2-0 ya guys ya.
Kill for City on the Lunox. Tagami trying her best to hold on, but it is a 1v5 and it is a monster kill for Vival. The
Wah,
defending
GG sih
champions
guys
of
Indonesia guys.
WEC make their presence known on the stage once again.
Such a great, clean execution from the team of Indonesia. Knowing for a fact that they are the reigning champions and they're
Ini
meeting up with
ngeplay,
Cambodia
guys.
yet
Yang
again
ini,
this
guys, yang
year
tengah ini
proves
ngeplay
how
Cina,
much
Cok.
that they are not to be messed
Nah, yang
around.
sebelahnya
However,
juga
for Team
Cina, guys.
Cambodia,
Nah, ini
got
juga,
the
guys.
idea from the start, but however, when it comes to the late game, it will be the team of Indonesia to get it done.
I think this was clearly a case of the draft being completely dictated by the Team Indonesia side. Team Cambodia tried to respond, tried to pick the best heroes that they could in the situation they were given, but it just wasn't good enough.
Oke lah
In
guys,
fact, it
sampai
felt like
ketemu
they
di
were being
game-game
led
berikutnya
into
ya.
certain hero picks that Team Indonesia wanted to play against and knew that they could handle quite easily.
But this is not the end.